Hi, scientists. Yesterday you did some work on reflection, and today you're going to do a reflection experiment. So hopefully you have your science book turned to page 215, 215. We are going to write the directions in it together, and then you can go off and do your science experiment on your own. So page 215. We are going to be deciding what surfaces reflect light the best. So make sure you write down what I write down, okay? So you will need a flashlight, okay? Try to get a mirror, a plate, could be a dinner plate or a paper plate. If it's a dinner plate, make sure you do this with mom or dad so you don't drop it and break it. All right, any kind of plate, any color, okay? A piece of paper. Again, any color, okay? And your turn workbook, your YT book. You're not going to use it, you're just going to use the cover of it, okay? In case you forget what YT means, your turn book. And again, the directions are in your Schoology page. Okay, so what surfaces reflect light the best? Light travels in a straight line. If something gets in its way, the light will be absorbed, reflected, or refracted, which you've already learned about. In this activity, you will determine whether certain objects reflect light. Recording accurate observations reflects well on you, by the way. Oh, bad dad joke right there. Okay, we're going to kind of change the directions a little bit since I'm not there to guide you. What you're going to do is you are going to look at the objects. Well, you have to provide them on your own. And you are going to make a hypothesis about what surface reflects the light the best. We're not going to do number 2 because it gets a little too confusing without me being there. Okay. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to turn off the lights and you're going to shine a flashlight on one of the objects. Okay. And then you are going to observe whether it reflects light onto the wall. So you're going to hold up an object, shine a flashlight on it, and then you're going to look to see if it's reflected to the wall. Don't stand in the middle of the room because the flashlight might not be that strong. Stand closer to the side, kind of like how this girl's doing, okay? Closer to a wall. So turn off the lights, shine the flashlight on each object one at a time, and see if it reflects, okay? And you can try it. We're going to just record for these, but if you want to go around the house and get other different surfaces and other different objects to try it out, do it. That's what scientists do. So we're going to mark, like when we do our experiments, label some of this together. Then you have all the directions. Then you can go off and do the experiment. Set a purpose. What you will learn in this investigation, that's like our question, which we had right on the other page. What surfaces reflect light best? What surfaces reflect light best? And we should be really good with hypotheses by now. We have done so many science experiments. So you're going to say which of the 4 materials reflects the light the best. I think the blank will reflect light the best. So you're either going to write mirror, plate, paper, piece of paper, or your turn book. Okay. So it's going to be a mirror. Maybe we should just write it. Mirror, plate, paper, YT book. If you think you need to write that so you remember what to put on the line, do that. Otherwise, if you don't write it and you forget what to put here, what would you do? You would log back on, rewatch the video, and rewatch this part, right? Okay. So what do you think is going to reflect the light the best? The tested variable. Now, I don't think we've really talked about this. A variable is something that's changing. So what's changing? The materials, right? We're going to use the same flashlight for each one, but what we change about our experiment is the materials. The tested. The word variable has the root word vary in it, not like I love you very much. The other meaning of the word vary, V-A-R-Y, means different. So when it's asking the tested variable, what is going to be different? And that's our materials. The mirror, plate, paper, and YT book. Okay. So I'll catch up because I know that was a lot of writing on that. Okay. Then it's asking, why should you use the same light source with each object? Why shouldn't you switch flashlights? Would it be a fair test then? It's each one got a different flashlight? No, you have to, some of the experiment has to stay the same. You only change one thing up, okay? If you change up too many things, then you won't be able to compare. Why should you use the same light source? Restate our question. I should use the same light source so it's a fair test. Okay. So you can do this experiment on your own. You would just have to hold the flashlight and the material apart, or you can do it with your mom or dad. Like at the bottom of the page, it's got two girls doing it, two friends at school. Well, we're not at school, so you would have to do it with someone at home, or you can do it on your own. Okay, then the next page says record your data. So I want you to tell me what happened with the mirror, plate, paper, YT book. Okay. The light reflected a lot, the light reflected a little bit, it did not reflect. I could barely see the reflection. This is where you tell me what happened for each item, each variable. It says, the directions say record your setup and results. Record meaning write. You don't have to worry about the setup. Just tell me what happened with the mirror. The light reflected a lot, the light reflected a little bit, it didn't reflect at all, it reflected some, and some of them you might have the same answer, and that's okay. I just want to make sure you do it all though. And then conclusions. We should know what to do here. This is what your discussion post is going to be. Mark it, DP. I'm giving you the sentence starter like we always do. My hypothesis was right or wrong because my hypothesis was right because blank reflected the most light, or my hypothesis was wrong because the blank actually reflected the most light. All right, so have fun with it. And just like some of our other experiments, after you do your work here, you can have independent fun and try other materials going around. A dark room, so you're going to have the lights off, which during the daytime, it's kind of hard to do. So a bathroom might work, or mom or dad's closet, if it's big enough, or your closet, that could work. Okay? So have fun. Don't forget your discussion post. And some of your answers might be a little different because it might depend on, you know, some of you might have white dinner plates and some of you might have blue dinner plates. So the color matters. So you should probably include for plate what kind of plate it is. A red plate, a paper plate, something like that. All right? Have fun, and I can't wait to see and read all of your results about reflection.